Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.
Government adopts supplemented draft the budget 2013. Sunday evening, the government of Macedonia, in compliance with the law and procedures, received the reports of the parliament committees regarding the 2013 draft budget. At the evening session, the government reviewed and adopted the supplemented draft for the 2013 budget, submitting it for adoption to the parliament. As the press release reads, the government acts constructively and responsibly according to laws to the benefit of citizens and their rights and needs. Opposition protests outside Parliament. Leaders of the opposition coalition Aliens of the Future, along with fellow members from the party leadership, which were joined by VMRO People's Party leader Ljupča Georgievski, gathered before the Macedonian parliament with the goal to, quote, keep democracy safe from the party police putsch of Nikola Gruevski. They came in support of opposition members of parliament who remained in parliament in order to stop the quote, circumvented adoption of budget by the government in cooperation with Parliament Speaker Trajko Veljanovski. Previously, the opposition coalition organized extraordinary session in SDSM's headquarters, where the decision for protesting outside the parliament was adopted. Prime Minister Gruevski on SDSM's amendments to 2013 budget. SDSM's attempts to block the budget are used by the party as a justification not to take part in the elections in which SDSM leader Crvenkovski would be defeated, Prime Minister Nikola Gruevski said regarding the number of budget amendments the opposition had submitted. According to the VMRO DPMNE leader, Crvenkovski does not want to take part in the elections so that he can say he didn't suffer a defeat. He's now looking for a way out. It is illogical to demand that your program be accepted after an election defeat. We can't implement SDSM's program now, Gruevski added, following the meeting with his coalition partners. He also accused the opposition of creating an artificial chaos in the country and manipulating the people by saying that it is saving Macedonia from a Greek scenario. Government collects €100 million from state securities sale. Further tensions within the parliament were induced by the government decision of 21st of December for extraordinary indebting with additional €100 million at the domestic market. These funds were collected via sale of state securities. According to the opposition, this issue confirms the government's irrational spending. Finance Minister Zoran Stavreski, on his part, stated that the indebtedness is a normal procedure. With the collected €100 million, the total debt of the government to domestic banks since the beginning of 2012 has reached €400 million. According to the calendar, another regular auction of state securities where the government will collect additional funds is foreseen for the next week. National Democratic Party leader calls for formation of technocratic government. The president of the National Democratic Revival, Rufi Osmani, reckons that the blockade of the parliamentary sessions as a result of the thousands of amendments submitted by the opposition regarding the adoption of the 2013 budget will be unblocked by forming a government of technocrats. According to him, this type of government would solve all remaining political problems. Firstly, the government should enable a realization of a consensus in the name dispute with Greece, and secondly, it should create fair and democratic conditions for early parliamentary elections along with the local ones. I personally believe that unless this aim is achieved, there will be blockades of various types, not only of the budget or the law on the rights of defenders, but the country will enter a deep institutional and non-institutional crisis, declared Osmani at the first NDP Congress held in Tetovo, at which the party elected Osmani as their president and discussed about the adoption of the party statute. Prime Minister Gruevski has no plans to organize leadership meeting. Prime Minister Nikola Gruevski said a meeting of the political leaders will not be needed to unblock the adoption of the 2013 budget because the reason for the blockade is SDSM leader Crvenkovski's vanity. This is not about a leadership meeting, it's about the vanity of one person, that is Branko Crvenkovski, and his political existence. We gave 4 proposals for a compromise on the budget, and they were all rejected, Gruevski said. The VMRO DPMNE leader, who accused Trbenkovski of putting 2 million people at stake, said such a meeting would be illogical. When asked to comment on National Democratic Revival leader Osmani's proposal for formation of a broad government, Gruevski said the Gostivar mayor should win more than 2% of election votes before making such statements. Working group audits voters list. According to the data on citizens of Macedonia who own a valid ID or travel document issued by the Interior Ministry by 30th of November 2012 inclusive, 1.7 million citizens have been listed in the voters list, 69,208 of whom are abroad, the working group to audit the voters list concluded. The working group recommends that this work methodology carry on continuously. Bedreddin Ibrahimi, the head of the working group, stressed, adding that there are 120,000 citizens in the country and abroad who have not obtained new documents. According to Ibrahimi, the voters list has been audited and it will be used as such at the local elections, though it might undergo changes in accordance with certain dynamism in terms of including new people or omitting names currently in the document. Minister Nikola Todorov, in the capacity of a VMRO DPMNE representative, reiterated his party's stance that the document should be fully audited before the elections are scheduled. While as the SM voiced its satisfaction with the activities to audit the list and made no remarks, the opposition party nonetheless asked the group to continue its activities and called for monitoring of the dynamism to audit the document. OSCE representative Mauro Calvo highlighted that consensus is needed among all political parties on complete trust in the voters list. Construction of Gevgelija Industrial Zone starts. The construction of the Technological Industrial Development Zone Gevgelija near the Gevgelija village of Prdejci started. The zone stretches at a surface of 50 hectares, E75 National Road being on the right side. The intensified use of the free economic industrial zones in Macedonia for us is a sign that this model is an excellent example for attracting foreign direct investments, stated Prime Minister Gruevski. He added that the construction of the zones in Kičevo and Prilep had already begun, announcing in the following period start of construction of the industrial zones in Tetovo, Struga, Radoviš, Strumica and Rankovce. Citizens present ideas to government. Great number of citizens had the opportunity to present their remarks and ideas in the government on the occasion of the Open Day, addressing the Prime Minister and other ministers. We are content with the big interest of the citizens. In addition to the government, the Ideas Day is also held in all larger populated areas in Macedonia at central squares, said government spokesperson Alexander Georgiev. As he informed, the ideas will be forwarded to respective institutions within a fortnight. Afterward, in a period of 2 weeks, the institutions should create projects based on acceptable ideas. The final list of accepted ideas should be submitted to the government in a period of 1 week, when the government will formulate specific policies and projects based on these ideas, said Georgiev. Turkish Minister of Foreign Affairs Davutoglu meets President Ivanov and PM Gruevski. The bilateral relations between Macedonia and Turkey are excellent and reach a level of strategic partnership in several fields, while economic cooperation has a constant positive dynamism, President Georgi Ivanov and Turkey's FM Ahmet Davutoglu concluded. Both interlocutors reaffirmed the interest and willingness to further strengthen the cooperation in all areas of mutual interest and for mutual support at regional and multilateral level. The meeting between Davutoglu and Gruevski saw the interlocutors establishing that the two countries enjoy excellent bilateral relations. They also welcomed and highlighted the serious role and positive importance of the recent decision to make Turkey's embassy in Skopje a NATO contact point embassy. Gruevski and Davutoglu also welcomed the signing of the agreement on setting up cultural information centers of the two countries in Skopje and Istanbul.